Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to MK's Doctor Zone. Myself, Dr. Muhammad Ahmed Raza. Today, our topic of presentation is axilla. In this lecture, we will discuss axilla, boundaries of axilla, contents of axilla, axillary artery, axillary vein, and axillary lymph nodes. First, we discuss what is axilla. Axilla is pyramid-like space between side of the chest and upper part of the arm. It is the passage for nerves, vessels, and the lymph node. In this diagram, you can see that axilla is pyramidal shape. It has an apex, base, anterior wall, lateral wall, medial wall, and posterior wall. In this diagram, you can easily differentiate axilla in the chest region or pectoral region. Now we will discuss boundaries of the axilla. First of all, we discuss apex. In the apex, anteriorly clavicle is present, posteriorly upper border of scapula is present, medial outer border of first rib. Here is a mistake that there is the scapula, not scaphoid. Posteriorly is the upper border of the scapula. Then the base in the base anteriorly is anterior axillary fold, posterior axillary fold, and then the medially is the chest wall. In this diagram, you can easily differentiate apex in which the medially is the outer border of first rib, anteriorly is the clavicle, and posteriorly is the superior border of the scaphoid. In the base, anteriorly is the anterior axillary fold, posteriorly is the posterior axillary fold, and medially is the wall of the chest. Now the medial and the lateral wall. In the medial wall, 4 to 5 ribs and the intercostal spaces are present, which are covered by the serratus anterior muscle. In this diagram, you can easily differentiate that the serratus anterior muscle and the in the medial side is the ribs and the intercostal spaces. In this diagram, you can also differentiate that the medial side is present by covered by contains of 4 to 5 ribs and covered by serratus anterior muscle. Then the lateral wall, in the lateral wall, coracobrachialis and the bicep muscles are present, and the bicipital groove of humerus is also present. Here you can easily differentiate these things. Then the anterior wall, in the anterior wall, three muscles and one fascia is present. Pectoralis major, pectoralis minor, subclavius, and the claviopectoral fascia is present in the anterior wall. Then the posterior wall also contains three muscles: teres major muscle, latissimus dorsi muscle, and the subscapular muscle. In this diagram, you can easily differentiate the anterior wall in which there is pectoralis major muscle, claviopectoral fascia, subclavius muscle, and the pectoralis minor muscle. Then the posterior wall subscapularis muscle, teres major muscle, and latissimus dorsi muscle are present. Then the contents of the axilla. Axilla contain axillary artery, axillary vein, axillary lymph nodes, and the brachial plexus. Here you can see axillary vein, axillary artery, brachial plexus, and axillary lymph nodes are also present. Now we will discuss about the axillary artery. We will discuss about its origin, termination, and then the branches. First of all, origin. Origin, it is a continuation of the subclavian artery at the lateral border of the first rib. Then the termination, it continues as a brachial artery at the lower border of the teres major muscle. Its branches include, actually it is divided into three parts with the reference of the pectoralis minor muscle. The first part has contains one branch, which is superior thoracic artery or the highest thoracic artery. The second part has two branches, thoracoacromial trunk and the lateral thoracic artery. Then the third part, which contains three branches, anterior circumflex humeral artery, posterior circumflex humeral artery, and the subscapular artery. Subscapular artery anastomose in the scapular region with the other arteries of the pectoral region. In this diagram, you can easily see that pectoralis minor muscle divides the axillary artery into three parts. First part, second part, third part. First part has one branch which is the highest thoracic artery. The second part of the axillary artery contains two branches, thoracoacromial trunk, and then the lateral thoracic artery. The third part has three branches, anterior and posterior circumflex humeral arteries. You can see, and the third branch is subscapular artery. Here is another diagram where you can see the branches of the axillary artery. The first part of the axillary artery has superior thoracic artery. The second part is thoracoacromial trunk and the lateral thoracic artery branches. In the third part, anterior and posterior circumflex humeral arteries and the subscapular artery are the branches. Now we will discuss about the axillary vein, its origin. It begins at the lower border of the teres major muscle by the union of vena comitans of the brachial artery and the basilic vein. Now its termination. It terminates at the outer border of the first rib to continue as the subclavian artery. Then its tributaries. Its tributaries are same as the corresponding artery branches. And also contain the cephalic vein, basilic vein, and the vena comitans of the brachial artery. Vena comitants are actually the veins that are accompanying the brachial artery or the other arteries. In in this diagram, you can easily see the branches in which cephalic vein and anterior and posterior circumflex humeral veins and the other branches are also present which are not mentioned. In this diagram, you can easily differentiate that this axillary vein. Now we will discuss axillary lymph nodes. Axillary lymph nodes are 20 to 30 in number. They drain lymph from the thoracoabdominal walls, breast, and the upper limb. They are divided into six groups. Here you can see the axillary lymph node. About each group, we will discuss its location and the drainage area. The anterior group is also known as pectoral group. It is present at the lower border of pectoralis minor muscle. Its drainage area is anterolateral abdominal wall above the umbilicus and the centrolateral part of breast. The posterior group, which is also known as subscapular group, is present in front of the subscapular muscle. Its drainage area is the superficial vessels from the back and the axillary tail of the breast. In this diagram, you can see that there here you can see that there is anterior group and there is posterior group. Now we will discuss about the lateral group. Lateral group is present in the medial side of the axillary vein. Its drainage area is all the upper limb except the lateral side of the upper limb, which is drained into the infraclavicular lymph node. Then the central group of axillary lymph nodes. It is present in the center of the axilla in the axillary tail. Its drainage area is the anterior, posterior, and the lateral group of lymph nodes. Then the infraclavicular lymph nodes. They are actually not present in the axilla. The infraclavicular lymph nodes are present in the deltopectoral groove and their drainage area is the lateral side of the upper limb. Actually, the infraclavicular lymph nodes are not axillary lymph nodes. They are present outside the axilla. In the last, we will discuss the apical group of axillary lymph nodes. Its location it is present in the apex of the axilla at the lateral border of the first rib. Their drainage area is all the axillary lymph nodes, and the apical group itself drains into the subclavian nodes. In this diagram, you can easily differentiate different axillary groups. There is apical group, there is anterior group, posterior group, lateral group of axillary lymph nodes, and central group of axillary lymph nodes. And there is infraclavicular lymph nodes. In this diagram, you can easily differentiate different group of axillary lymph nodes just for the understanding. And thank you very much. Thanks for watching. खुदा हाफिज और देखते रहिए MKH